Y'all, I just found out that Carnival Cruise Line, y'all, they had the audacity, the sheer unmitigated gall to ask grown folks to behave in public like they weren't raised by hyenas. Well, actually, when you think about it, that's part of the problem. There are some elements of the community that's complaining about the change in standards over at Carnival Cruise Lines. And they are the ones who were probably more than likely raised by a bunch of matriarchal, chaotic hyenas. But I'll explain a little bit more about that later. Now that Carnival is they're stepping in like some of these people's fathers should have. These folks, that turn up EBT crowd, they are calling these new standards racist. Imagine that. Imagine thinking that basic decency is white supremacy. Who knew? The sad part, though, is that some of these people need a code of conduct just to go through a buffet line, let alone a 3-day cruise. So we're going to talk about all of that and more coming up next on Unshakable with April Chapman. Let's get into it. Grace and peace, you guys. Welcome back to Unshakable with April Chapman, where we discuss all things social, cultural, political, and theological from a biblical perspective. I am your host, April Chapman, and today, I'm going to have fun with this one. We are going to set sail into some cultural controversy, and no, I'm not bored the Carnival Cruise, because even with their new change in behavioral standards, there's no way you could pay me enough money to set sail based on their reputation. However, apparently, Carnival Cruise Lines, they've finally decided to stop being the party boat for public foolishness. And the community, or should I say some members of the community, they are upset, and they took to the internet to let us know all about it. So here is the story. Carnival Cruise Line, they've decided that, they've got to start enforcing some behavioral standards, and they updated their code of conduct. So basically, you can't bring a Bluetooth speaker on board anymore. Why? Because blasting trap music on the Lido deck, some of y'all don't realize that that's just rude and unacceptable. You can't smoke weed on the balcony anymore. You got to leave your weed at home. You cannot wave the manual flags during the line dances with the boots on the ground. Can't do that no more. And basically, there's no more turning the ship into a floating block party. Now, some folks are big mad. I mean, they're like really upset. And so I want you to take a look at this clip. I've got some individuals who are calling these changes discriminatory.
Carnival Cruise Line is racist. They just don't like black people, and I don't know why, but someone's here to explain it for us.
Carnival Cruise Line does not like black people, and they don't want black people taking their cruises, okay? It started off with the speakers telling people that they can't bring speakers no more. Why would you not want people to be able to bring speakers and listen to their own music? Anyway, now Carnival has banned rap music on their cruises. Now, I've been seeing little posts here and there the last couple of days that Carnival is not playing rap music in the clubs no more. Now, y'all tell me, a place that does not allow rap music and rap music only, no other type of music is not allowed to be played but rap music. Y'all, please tell me, what is the demographic of people that they're trying to keep away?
Bob and taking it. Now they're saying they're taking away the wobble. Can't even do the wobble dance. They took away the fans, no boots on the ground. Listen, so the last decade, what did they do? They did rock bottom prices, catered to black people. We saw the videos. Catered to black people because that's what every business do when they are underwater. They cater to black people to get their business back up and running. That's the same thing that Red Lobster is doing right now with the seafood boils. Everybody's seen online that black people love seafood boils. So what are they doing? They hired a black guy and he brought in seafood boils, and now their company is being turned around. And Carnival did the same exact thing. And now they want to say, oh no, we don't like black people. We actually don't like black people. Black people are a problem for us. Yeah, you used us to keep your business afloat, no pun intended. And now that your business is back up and running, now you want to abandon us. That's what businesses do.
Even though when people book Carnival, they know what they are booking. They know they are booking a turn-up cruise, period. Everybody on there is looking to have a good time, party, and have fun. We know what type of people are on there. Like, everybody on there, it's just Carnival cruises are so much fun. Like, everybody is just a vibe, right? And it's like anywhere there's gonna be like alcohol, things might get a little rowdy. That just comes with the territory of people being drunk. It has nothing to do with like, you know, being black, being this, the music. But these people done banned the fans. They saying no more hip hop music. So child, that was the whole purpose of us going. So now we are not going back to the drawing board because no ma'am.
Now, this is my thing. Black people, you are seeing that they are strategically shutting things down and not wanting us there. Let's just be honest. So what are you going to do about it? Still go and support? Because we all know, just like with Target, our black dollar matters.
Okay, so you had an opportunity to take a look at that, and I guess are we saying you're mad because you can't treat the cruise ship like it's your cousin Ray Ray's backyard cookout? Am I understanding that correctly? Forget the fact, right, that, a lot of people didn't pay money. They didn't want to attend your cousin and them's hood rat or ratchetang gathering. They are working class people. They've worked hard for this vacation time and this PTO time, and they just want to have a nice and peaceful cruise, and they don't want their children exposed to your naked behind. But you're offended because the cruise line has asked for order. I hate to break it to y'all, but and since your mamas didn't teach you, I'm going to go ahead and just say, y'all, this is not racism. This is actually remedial adulting. But see, let me encourage you. The good thing is, not all black folks are upset over these changes. In fact, a lot of us are clapping. These changes on. So let me show you some clips now of some passengers who are finally breathing a sign of relief. Take a look at this.
Hey, y'all gotta stop saying Carnival is racist for changing their rules about their policies on their cruise. The fact of the matter is, they're not racist. They're not saying they don't want black people to come on. They don't want to come on. Black people are two different types of people. Let me explain. Us, black folks that go on Carnival cruises, we know how to operate. We follow the rules. We are here to have a good time. Some of us are hardworking people and we just want to fucking enjoy ourselves. And some of us actually have decent jobs and actually want to unwind and get away from the false tenses of our job and also the stresses of our job. Now let me touch on this. Don't follow no rules. They feel like anytime you say something or outlaw anything, you're racist, and they get drunk and they go fight, and then they don't know how to operate. So when people are talking about black fatigue, it's not black fatigue. It's not all of us. It's nigga fatigue. It's the ones who don't follow any rules. They on Section 8, they get EBT and stamps, and they don't know how to act. And then they use the payment plans to go on these fucking cruises and ruin it for the black folks. So yes, I'm happy Carnival is changing their rules because not all of us are like that. It's not for black people, it's for not all of us is like that. We not all like that. So don't think that they're being racist towards all of us. They're being racist towards the black fatigue, the fatigue is real.
And so these are my thoughts exactly. I'm like, I didn't spend $1,500 on a vacation just to watch a fight break out at the omelet station. I don't care that somebody stepped on your white shoes and your Air Force Ones or your fake Gucci belt got scratched. Listen, don't nobody care, okay? Most black people that I know, we don't co-sign to the foolishness, okay? We're not out here acting like the loudest, most belligerent version of ourselves is somehow a cultural birthright. We actually know how to act in polite company, and we don't want to be a poor representation of our families or our culture or just human civility at large. We don't want to be a reflection of that. Here's the deal. Being black is not even the problem. Your trash culture and your lack of civility in public spaces is the problem. No one wants to be around that chaos, and I'm trying to understand why so many people lack the self-awareness to understand this. So we need to talk some facts, and I'm going to break it down really, really simple and make it super binary. What Carnival is doing Y'all, it's not about ethnicity at all. It is about behavior. Why do you think I started using the term orangutan? Every time I use it, I'm very careful to define the term because it's not a dermal or external descriptor. It has nothing to do with your ethnicity. It is a behavioral descriptor. It describes female imbecilic behavior. Right? It's characteristic of females who cannot manage your misery. And since they live, eat, and breathe chaos, all they know how to do is show out. They show out and they infect the places and spaces with their horrible behavior and their trash attitudes. And they don't understand why nobody wants to deal with them. The only people who should be offended by this code of conduct are the ones who know that they violated. Case in point, the groups that are mad are the orangutans and the pavement apes. That's who's upset. Now, before we dive and give, Carnival too much credit, because they gonna have to get some smoke too, we need to be honest. Y'all, Carnival did this to themselves. Carnival Cruise Lines marketed themselves as the turn-up cruise. Like, for years, everybody knew that was the party boat, right? But sadly, at the corporate level, why were they not paying attention? Why were they not reading the room? If you see a tide changing in the culture to where folks used to dance the rump shake and do a little hey, ho, and then go back to their room and go to sleep, to where now it's on a completely different level, to where public indecency and darn near strip club antics, that is like a cultural norm now. You should have had the sense enough to shut this mess down a long time ago. But you were making a lot of money. And you didn't realize that the orangutans and the pavement apes were going to take over your business and tarnish your reputation. Whole cruise line's reputation is tarnished now, and I don't understand how y'all missed this, right? If you're going to create a cruise culture full of cheap drinks, a hip-hop DJ, foam parties, and a twerk contest, do not be surprised when you get what you appeal to. Listen, I get it. I know the boots on the ground line dance is cute. It's cute. It even looks like fun. But if you see Kamala Harris trying to do it, you already know what time it is. It is Team Ratchet. And come on now, listen. You already know what to expect. I ain't gonna say it. Okay, that's fine. You already know what I'm about to say. You get it. Listen, Carnival right now, they're trying to play the moral police. I mean, I get it, right? I get it. I understand these changes were necessary. But because with the backlash, you're going to have to grin and bear this backlash, because the Pookeishas, they are hot. And they are going to make sure that they let you know all about it. So you just need to take it and stand your ground and don't budge and give in to the Pookeishas and the takeaway Shawns. You can't do it. Let me do this. I want to read to you guys. Galatians 6:7 says, "Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever one sows, that will he also reap." So basically, Carnival, you sowed ratchery. You attracted the crowd that lives for the ratchery. And now you are shocked that it turned your cruise ship into Bourbon Street on the water. I mean, I don't see how y'all didn't see this coming. I don't understand it. You built Club Carnival. And now you're wondering why the party won't stop. You can't just snatch this back from that crowd. They're not going to stand for it. But on the surface, I know most of you probably agree with me, but I want to go a little deeper. Do you want to know the root of all this dysfunction? I'm going to just go ahead and say it. I ain't never had a problem saying it in the past, so here it comes. Here it goes. Y'all, this chaos is matriarchal mayhem. It is the generational squalor of matriarchal squalor that I'm always talking about. I told you, when you've got bastards raising bastards, and it's perpetual and it's generational, no fathers in the home, no masculine authority to restrain lawless behavior, what do you expect? You end up with the population that lives by how they feel, leaning into whatever it is that they want to do, feeling entitled instead of doing what is right. They didn't get the home training that so many of us received because they are too many generations removed from civility and order. That's just a fact. They don't even know what that means anymore. When you try to tell people, you know it's improper to twerk at the table when people eat, and they're like, what you mean? We just dancing. Ma'am, it is improper for a lady to hike up her dress and twerk at the table. First of all, it's improper for a lady to hike up her dress and twerk, period. They have no concept or comprehension of why that is a problem. They have no self-control. There is absolutely no shame. There's no sense of how to behave in civilized company. And I'm sorry, but as a married woman and a mother, I am telling you right now, my husband would be mortified if one of our daughters were out there on a cruise showing her whole entire tail, acting like she's the only one on the boat. There is no way we'd allow our family to go on a cruise like that. No, where our kids would be exposed to Shaquana with her cheeks out, simulating lewd sexual acts on the pool deck in broad daylight. Not gonna happen. No, I'm not subjecting my family to that. We don't want to see that. And there are so many other people like me who don't want to see that. We don't want to see grown women and young men acting like pavement apes from sun up to sundown, just completely unhinged, loud, vulgar, and to make it worse, proud of it. I have nothing in common with these people. And if you want to call me a prude or saying, you just trying to be all bougie, listen, you can call me what you want. That is fine by me. Please disassociate yourself from me and people like me. And listen, I'm not claiming y'all, and I'm not claiming none of y'all until you learn how to act. And what makes it worse is you've got people defending this behavior, calling it a vibe. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it's a vibe, all right. It's a bottom of the barrel, liberal approved, BET unfiltered vibe that respectable, God-fearing people want nothing to do with it. Even I know pagans who they twist and contort their face when they see that foolishness. They're like, let's be clear. I'm telling you, hip hop culture did not elevate us. There, I said it. Hip hop culture, it eroded us as a people, as an ethnicity. And what we're seeing on these cruises is just the rotten fruit of that whole cultural corruption. Smell the rotten fruit, the fruit the flies are flying in. This is who the liberal establishment, they want you to be this. They love this. They want you sexualized, emotional, just fatherless, loud, lawless, and easy manipulated. That's what they want. They removed the shame from shameful behavior and then dressed it up as identity. They want you to associate this with the blackness. This is why I'm like, some of you got to disavow the blackness, because let me first remind you what the word of God says. Isaiah 5 verse 20 says, woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness. This isn't respectability politics. This is the difference between right and wrong, chaos and order. And where chaos and order reign, you best to believe there's going to be evil and all manner of demonic foolishness to follow. And here's the caveat. I want to throw this out there for folks who claim that, you hate yourself. Or you don't like black people. No, I love black folks. Hear me clearly. American Negroes, oh yes, those are my people. But ninjas, I ain't gonna be able to help you out with that one. I can't help you or argue with you on that one. Nope, can't stand ninjas. There, I said it. Are you happy now? Ninjas, no. American Negroes, yes. But just like just like regular white folk, they don't like and they avoid their trailer trash. Black folks avoid our low class element too. Because you don't see white America celebrating meth addicts with no teeth in cut off jean shorts swinging pool noodles at each other in the Walmart. You don't see that. They don't want no parts of that mess. We don't want no parts of our low class cultural element. Nobody wants that. So why do we pretend that our lowest representation deserves a parade, that we should celebrate them and just let them have fun? No, I will say it loud for the people in the back. Do not confuse skin tone with sin tone, because all of this is just demoralized, debased behavior, and nobody wants to celebrate, or should I say nobody should be celebrating it. But I'm curious to know, because I can rant about this all day long. I want to know, what do you guys think? Do you think Carnival finally did the right thing by enforcing these rules? Or do you think that they crossed the line? Like, you just like, they keep, black folks can't do nothing. We can't never have no fun. White folks always feel like they got to set the rules. That's your problem. The problem is that you believe civility is equated to being white and being demoralized and uncivilized and debaucherous. You equate that with being black. Shame on you if that's the association that you come away with. But I'm curious to know, what do you think? Do you agree with my take that this is not racism? Hardly at all. It's just, I don't know, righteous order? Or are you one of the ones that's defending Club Chaos on the high seas? That could be you. I don't know. Whichever side of the discussion you land on, I want you to leave me a comment below and let me know your thoughts. I want to hear from you. And while you're here, make sure that you like this video, share it with your tribe, subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. And until next time, be staying firm, stay bold, and above all else, stay unshakable. Grace and peace.